This picture shows the aftermath of an investigation that began in June of 2025 after police uncovered a conspiracy to murder an Ontario corrections officer at a home in York Region. It's alleged that a Toronto police officer leaked information about the potential shooting victim to a key figure in a criminal network operating in the Greater Toronto area. Let's now bring in Ian Scott, former director of Ontario's Special Investigations Unit. Ian, good evening and thanks for your time. Your reaction to the gravity of the investigation and the number of officers involved and their alleged crimes?
Well, it's shocking. I think the entire community is shocked, not only the public, but the policing community as well, because apparently some of this leaking of information was targeting other officers as well. And we know for sure it targeted the unit commander of the Toronto South Detention Centre, admittedly in the corrections system, but still generally involved in making sure that the law is obeyed. So this is massive. The only similar situation I can recall was the Toronto Drug Squad, 9 members of the Toronto Drug Squad being charged with similar kind of offenses in a different situation. They were stealing drugs and money from drug dealers and lying about search warrants. It led to 9 of them being charged. So they're clearly involved in conspiracy as well. But this conspiracy is worse because this conspiracy bleeds into the criminal underworld as well.
Yeah,
it embraces more than simply a group of officers who themselves may be rogue. These attachments to the criminal element make this much more serious, and we see the results. I mean, we see houses being shot up. It's only really fortuitous that someone hasn't been shot dead in this whole affair.
Right, Ian, and at the same time, while thousands of officers continue to do their duties and perform them well, questions today, of course, are being raised about public trust and safety looking at Toronto Police.
Well, they're legitimate questions. I mean, this is a blow to public confidence in policing. I hope, and I perhaps naively believe, that we will be able to resolve it. It seems to be the will of the current chief. And I mean, they've taken some steps forward. For one, I believe the chief, when he said Toronto Police fully cooperated in the York investigation, the Toronto chief came to the press conference and he exposed himself to, difficult media questions. There was no attempt for him to hide from this, so that's a big step forward.
Right.
Another step is getting the Inspector General of Policing involved, who's going to be reviewing the matter. A lot is going to depend on the strength, thoroughness, independence, and acceptance of his report, his recommendations, and the implementation of those recommendations.
Right. Ian, I asked my next question with caution, but could this be it, in terms of what we know about what was going on, or?
Well, I mean, there's a whole other aspect of this. No, I can't, I don't have a crystal ball. I don't know what else, where also the investigation is going to take it. However, we do know that there are 8 police officers involved in Toronto. We know that there's one named Constable Barnhart who apparently went out and recruited the other ones. What this tells me, unless he is the most astute observation of human behavior, is that he must have approached other police officers, and there must be other police officers who know that these activities are going on, and yet no one reported them. No one reported them to their superior officers, for which they have a duty, by the way, a statutory duty. It required the York investigators to really stumble across this connection with Toronto. So, I mean, whether or not there's going to be more criminal charges is interesting, but to me, perhaps is equally as critical is the ability of Toronto to deal with not only these ones who committed or are now charged, but all the officers who chose to remain silent.
Ian Scott, I appreciate you joining us tonight. Thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome.